The man is very lucky that he is larger than an owl, otherwise we would become an easy prey for this ideal killer. Why? Because the body of this bird is flawlessly shaped to hunt anything that moves, and this is literal. Sharp hearing, powerful vision, silent maneuvering, and no one can escape from the claws, the grip of which is compared to the strength of a trap. Even military scientists use information about the flight of an owl in the design of their fighters. Did you feel a little uncomfortable? That's not in vain. While you take a breath and subscribe to our channel, we will continue to tell you about the most ideal winged predator. As they say, it is not the strongest who survives, but the one who knows how to adapt, and the owls coped with this task perfectly. For example, snowy owls have completely white plumage. Besides the fact that it looks fantastically beautiful, it also allows it to blend in with the color of the snow cover, which makes it not only silent, but also invisible. You'll have to agree, not all fantastic heroes have such superpowers. Because the invisible man makes noise, but the owl doesn't. Owls from different subspecies differ in size, color, plumage, but they all share a love of meat dishes. They are not fond of fashion trends, and they are not going to become vegetarians. The owl is omnivorous. They also feed on mammals such as mice, squirrels, and rabbits, and reptiles and frogs and birds and even fish. Owls are especially successful in hunting mice. They are the best mouse catchers on Earth, and human-made mouse traps are simply nothing compared to them. Owls do not have tender feelings for distant relatives, and if you are smaller, then, alas, you are the food, not friends. By the way, owl's claws are of particular importance. It grabs its prey with powerful and sharp, like needles, claws. Moreover, the lower part of the claw is mobile. The owl can direct it in different directions, due to which the owl's claws hold the prey more firmly than the clamps of the trap. She kills her victim with her claws. The grip of owl paws is one of the strongest in the avian world. Any owl can easily break a human finger, not to mention mice and frogs that die from such a grip instantly. The furry plumage of the bird allows it to hover without a single sound. No other bird is capable of this. Alas, even eagles bow their heads before the super ability of owls. The fact is that owl feathers absorb aerodynamic noise and suppress vibrations that occur when a bird flaps its wings. During the flight, the mechanical energy released by the feathers is converted into heat, due to which a silent flight is ensured. But the strongest trait of an owl is hearing. The owl's hearing is generally better than any other bird. The ears are hidden in the feathers on the head. Having started to hunt, the owl settles down on a tree branch, higher from the ground, spreads its feathers, and listens. Her ears pick up even the faintest sounds. An owl sitting on a tree will hear if a mouse runs along the ground a few meters away from it. A modified expression can be applied to its victims. Whoever hasn't calmed down, I am not to blame. And if we compare the power of hearing of an owl with other animals, then it is 4 times sharper than that of cats, which are also considered good night hunters. Almost all types of owls are nocturnal hunters. But if they do not have enough food, they can look for food at dusk and even during the day, because their pupils can narrow and dilate very quickly, adapting to the light. To get a delicious meal, it is not enough to hear the victim, you need to get to it unnoticed. One silent flight will not be enough. Since the bird is hunting in the dark, it is important not to bump into an obstacle, so sharp eyesight will be very helpful, and the owl has it. The huge eyes of an owl are her visit card. They differ from the eyes of other birds, also the structure, location, and features of vision. Unlike other birds, owls' eyes are located in the front, and their vision is binocular, like that of humans. The shape and huge pupils capable of capturing the smallest particles of light make the owl incredibly vigilant. The owl is able to see a mouse 800 meters away even with the moonlight covered by clouds. However, such an extraordinary range of owl vision has its downside. Owls are short-sighted, and in order to clearly see an object, they need to be at least a few steps away from it. If you happen to see the skull of an owl, then you will notice that it is different from other birds, because its eyes have their own skeleton, reminiscent of the wide tubes of binoculars. This structure is due to the immobility of the eyes. The eyes of owls remain motionless throughout their life, so owls actively rotate their necks. But they can notice danger or prey behind them only if they make some sound. For example, other birds of prey, eating their prey, tear off pieces of meat having plucked their prey first, and do not swallow large bones. Owls, on the other hand, swallow everything, feathers and bones. Large prey that cannot be swallowed is torn to pieces but still not cleaned. But the creator also took care of the bird's digestive system, rewarding it with two stomachs. One stomach produces poop, and the other stomach piles up all the rubbish of wool and bones, and its contents have to be belched out periodically. Alas, this is the nature of owls. If you don't vomit, you won't live. During the meal, the owl closes its eyes, thus ensuring itself against possible hooks and uppercuts from a fluffy meal.
Совы в городе ворону ловят.
Я думал, с ней что-то случилось.
Не.
Owls are also great parents. This is evidenced by the very attitude to childbirth. The number of eggs laid in a clutch depends on the amount of food, that is, the population of rodents. Owls also surprise in the very process of incubating chicks. First, one egg is incubated, then another, and so on. Baby owls, unlike chicks of other species, grow with a difference in age. If you watch our channel, then you love nature, and if you love nature, then you will surely rush to save animals and birds in trouble. But we kindly ask you not to help the owl chick. If not your life depends on it, then the vision and the amount of hair on the head for sure. Having met with a terrible two-legged monster in the form of a man, an owlet can freeze and make pitiful sounds. And from above, the parents are watching. Both mom and dad are ready to rush into battle as soon as someone touches their child. Popular animal photographer Eric Hosking lost his eye during such frivolity. He wanted to climb a tree for a good view of the owl's nest in which the chicks were. But this was his mistake. So it's not worth saving the owls. For this, they have parents. But of course, you need to look at each case individually, because maybe the bird really needs help.
Even when he has prey, or even when he has food. Oh, look at that!
Holy cow. Oh, it's a baby bunny.
Owls include two families in their order: owls and barn owls. And on the whole planet there are more than 200 species of these birds. They inhabit the entire Earth, with the exception of only Antarctica. In different cultures, the owl symbolized wisdom, was a messenger of death and bad news. Fortunately, today we can form a true opinion of owls through studying them, rather than believing in prejudice. In many cultures, the owl is associated with an intelligent animal. But is it really so? These birds lend themselves to training, but not as well as pigeons or hawks. So an owl can only bring mail in the Harry Potter universe, but it is quite capable of becoming a company to a person in real life. For example, restaurants in which owls live are popular in Japan. To prevent predators from harming visitors, they are tied to special posts. The cooperation of an owl and a human is fruitful for both parties. In some countries, owls are hired to work as rodent exterminators. At the same time, they receive a salary in the form of a caught victim. So people should be more respectful of these birds, because our activities affect the size of their population. Take care of owls, and see you soon.